Really the only injury is a sickness, and that's Brashard Smith, so he won't practice today. Everybody else will practice. As far as the Josh Simmons situation goes, I'm not going to comment on it today. Veach is handling everything there, and we'll leave it at that. And then as far as the Raiders go, they've got a good football team. They're very well coached. Pete, we know, has done this once or twice, so he's a heck of a football coach. And between Patrick, Chip, and Tom, they've got great coordinators there. And every week they've gotten better and more familiar with their systems there. So we've got to make sure we play a good, solid game and also have a great week of preparation. But we also love having them come in here to GH Field at Arrowhead Stadium. We understand the rivalry, and our fans really understand the rivalry, and they get after it. But our players understand that too. It has a little bit of that college atmosphere to it, where you have a team that you've had a rivalry with for many years, and you feel privileged to be a part of that. So anyway, with that, time's yours.
Understanding you're going to hold back on details, Josh isn't practicing today.
Yeah, I'm just going to let it go here. Yeah, let it go here.
Just to complete that, no timeline. I know, there's no timeline whatsoever. Okay.
Coach, Jeremy Fowler reported earlier that there's not going to be any plans for ramping up Rashee Rice. You're going to give him as much as you possibly can. Can you confirm anything about that, or is there some sort of plan for getting him steadily back into the offense?
Well, he's going to play. I mean, how many snaps he gets, ask Jeremy, he'll tell you.
Coach, I know you've had Rashee back for a few weeks here. Does it feel even different with his energy this week, knowing that he's going to be on the practice field today, all that stuff? I mean, he's got to be really fired up.
Yeah, listen, I think he's excited to be back in and going. I think getting through practices here will be good for him to kind of get back into the swing of things. And we'll see how everything goes from there. But he's been working hard. He's in good shape. So.
What stood out about Jalen's day and just the way I guess he handled, obviously he signed here, I assume, to potentially become a starter. Just
sure.
About that.
Yeah, he's handled that part well. I mean, listen, he's a competitive kid, and he did come here to step in, and you never know about drafts and that. So, but he's always ready, and he practices a third of the practice because Andy rotates him in there. So I thought he did a nice job the other night. Played well, and we have a lot of trust in him. Most of all, the guys around him have trust in him. So that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Max Crosby have had this kind of friendly, intense rivalry. I guess just what kind of challenge is it each time you go up against him?
Yeah, not heck of a competitor, and he's 100 miles an hour every play. I'm sure he's that way in practice. He goes and goes, and and he and Patrick, I think they're friends actually, and they compete against each other, and that's the beauty of the sport. You have an opportunity to do that. So I mean, he'll be there for sure.
Coach, whether you look at the metrics or the eye test, and we tell you that this offensive line seems to be gelling and playing really well together as a group. Has it surprised you how quickly it seems like this group kind of gelled together?
Yeah, I thought just snaps were important, game snaps. I mean, when you can work it in training camp, you can do all that. It's important for that, but that just builds a foundation. But you've got to get in and you got to play. You got to see the different looks, and that's helped these guys. So yeah, communication. I mean, which Creed does a great job. Creed is a transmitter there, so he's got to get the right side and the left side coordinated, and he does a great job of it.
We talked about the players being excited, Rasheed being excited. How excited are you to be able to maybe put some things into the offense that are just designed around Rice specifically?
Yeah, it's great to have him back, but he's fresh here, so we'll see how he does. He's a good football player, and as a coach, you always welcome that for sure. We just want to get him back in the swing here. So,
a guy that produces for you at Hollywood and at Taekwondo one game. How refreshing is it for you to understand like these guys don't have egos and they go out and cheer for each other?
Well, in particular at that position because there's so many of them. So there's one ball, and somebody isn't going to get it every. Four of them aren't going to get it every snap. So they've got to. They've got to check that ego at the door, and I appreciate that. And then when they do get opportunities, I appreciate the way they handle that too. They're good football players. Hollywood did have a really good game, and he's made a couple the last 2 weeks or so. He's made some catches that are really incredible catches. So tough kid too. He's not very big. He's tougher than shoe leather there. So.
Those guys, I guess, are using the phrase "everybody's got to eat." You heard that one going around, and that's kind of their mantra. Everybody's got to eat in the wide receiver room and the offense.
Yeah, so they don't worry about that with me.
What characteristics are there with Pete's teams? You've competed with him over the years. What does he bring to the Raiders?
Yeah, toughness. There's a toughness. He's got a great scheme too, but there's a toughness that he brings and energy. Yeah.
In terms of Rasheed and all that he brings, I guess, what does he do to unlock maybe every other part of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy's he's unique because of his size and ability after the catch to play physical, and so you've got some speed guys and smaller guys, and then he and Juju are kind of similar body types and game types, so the way they play their game, but he gives you flexibility, yeah. And the guys feed off of that. They love the kid, so it's a win-win either way. That's to add him into the mix.
Last one, sir.
Coach, Matt's name is coming up. Matt Nagy's name is coming up. As a possible head coaching candidate. I'm just curious, how do you handle that in season? Is that something where people are calling you and you're taking those calls? And I know you always promote your guys, but does it come up in the middle of the week?
Yeah, they haven't. No. Nobody's called, but I'm his biggest fan, so, and Spags likewise. So listen, if they have that opportunity, more power to them. But I haven't been talking. I don't talk to many people during the season. I don't read anything, so it's all. I hope he gets that opportunity for sure. Tremendous coach and person. So.
In the world of sports, certain names demand attention. Few, however, can match the intrigue of Travis Kelce, the Kansas City Chiefs superstar tight end, 7-time All-Pro, and, in recent headlines, Taylor Swift's significant other. Through 6 games this season, Kelce's stat line reads 28 receptions, 321 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For most tight ends, those numbers would be cause for celebration. For Kelce, they're the topic of heated debate. His start is the slowest he's had in the Patrick Mahomes era, save for last year's injury-marred campaign. Whispers have started. Is the magic fading? Has age finally caught up with the NFL's most charismatic tight end? Yet, just as the critics begin to circle, a new twist emerges in Kansas City. A twist that could ignite the Chiefs' offense and put Kelce back in the spotlight. Enter Rashee Rice. Rice, a 2023 second-round pick, has already proven he's no ordinary receiver. From the moment he arrived in Kansas City, he's been the most dynamic wideout in the building. As a rookie, he led all Chiefs receivers in catches, yards, and touchdowns. Last year, he was on track to repeat the feat before a devastating hamstring injury, inflicted by a teammate, derailed his season. Then came the headlines that made fans wince. Rice's reckless driving charge and resulting 6-game suspension. The Chiefs have missed his electric presence, but now, as his suspension ends, the team finds itself poised for a mid-season renaissance. It's not just Chiefs fans who are buzzing. Nick Wright of FS1, a self-proclaimed Chiefs truther, predicts Rice's return will do more than fill a hole at wide receiver. It will open up the field for Kelce in ways we haven't seen all year. He's excellent, and he's going to play the Juju Smith-Schuster intermediate role, Wright recently said, referring to the former Pittsburgh Steelers standout who once thrived alongside Antonio Brown. Travis will have more open spaces. Rashee will have more open spaces. And with Tyquan Thornton and Xavier Worthy stretching defenses deep, the middle of the field is about to get a lot more interesting. Let's pause and consider what this means for Kansas City. When Rice was healthy, he played 9 games, excluding playoffs, catching 7 balls for 90 yards per contest. In the postseason, he added another 260 yards, showing the kind of poise and playmaking that can tilt the balance of a game. The Chiefs have been desperate for a wide receiver who can command attention and force defenses to play honest. With Rice back, they don't just get a reliable target, they regain a weapon who can break games wide open. For Kelce, this is welcome news. At 36, he's faced more double teams and bracket coverage this season than ever before. Defenses have keyed in, determined not to let him beat them. The result? Fewer big plays, more frustration, and a Chiefs offense that at times looks mortal. But with Rice pulling coverage outside and deep threats like Worthy and Thornton stretching the field, Kelce can finally roam the seams and underneath routes that made him a legend. The question isn't whether Kelce's numbers will improve, they almost certainly will. The real mystery, just how explosive can this Chiefs offense become when all cylinders are firing? Mahomes gets a true WR1 again, Kelce gets breathing room, and defensive coordinators across the league suddenly have headaches. Kansas City has always been a team built on creative firepower and adaptability. They've won ugly, they've won pretty, and they've made a habit of peaking when it matters most. With Rice's return, the Chiefs are positioned to do what they do best, surprise everyone. So as the season unfolds and the Swift Kelce headlines continue, keep your eyes on the field. With Rashee Rice back in the mix, the Chiefs' offense is about to get a whole lot more fun. And for Travis Kelce, the best may be yet to come.